Euphigenia's room was large and cold. The four-poster bed clearly hadn't been used for many years. The luggage had been dumped carelessly in the corner. She sighed. This was like a horrible dream, the type that you're relieved from when you wake up. This was her reality now. She sank on the window ledge and began to weep. From the window she could see a woman dressed all in black in the garden. Euphigenia looked out, but then the mysterious figure disappeared. There was a knock at the door. It opened, and the head of Nell peered round. "Oh, excuse me, miss. Mind if I come and start the fire for ye?" Euphigenia coyly dabbed her wet eyes. "Oh, yes, sir, of course. Please come in." Nell limped in, carrying a bucket of coal and wood, and set about lighting the fire. Euphigenia watched as the flames began to crackle in the hearth. It reminded her of winter time spent in her father's country house in Kent. "What's your name?" she softly asked the maid. "Nell, ma'am, but everyone calls me Limpin' Nell on account of my club foot. Born with it, I was, see." "Well, that's terrible. I will only refer to you as Nell," she said. "How long have you been working here at Brampton, Nell?" "Oh, since I was 10 years old, miss. My whole family have worked here for centuries. My mum is the cook, and my cousin Bert is the groundskeeper." "Oh, how wonderful. It must be so nice having your family around. I do so miss my dear papa." "What took him away, miss?" asked Nell. "Typhoid," replied a solemn Euphigenia. "One day I'm going to find a cure for that terrible disease." Nell chuckled. "What, as lady of the house? Miss, the only thing you'll be finding a cure for here is boredom." Euphigenia laughed. "Oh, Nell, you are funny. Tell me, before you go, who was that woman?" Nell's face turned to stone. "What woman, miss?" "The lady I saw in the garden now. She was dressed all in black." The firewood resting in Nell's arms fell to the floor. "Oh, bless my clumsiness. That must have been another member of the staff, ma'am." And with that, she hurriedly collected the firewood and limped out of the room. The sun shone and the birds tweeted busily in the trees. Euphigenia trod through the moist grass clutching a Charles Darwin book. The grounds of Brampton were vast, and every day Euphigenia would fill her days walking and exploring the many gardens and woodland. It was her only escape from the overbearing Dorothea, who was meticulously planning every detail of the wedding. Invitations had been sent to every family of high society, and it was rumoured that members of the royal family would be attending. Fidji was finding it all too much. She barely saw her fiancé, who would spend his days hunting or away socializing in Bath. Not that she minded. She found an old oak tree to shade from under the sun, sat down, and opened her book. She'd barely read a page before a gruff voice startled her. "Careful the squirrels don't drop nuts in your head," it said in a playful manner. Fidji looked up to see a tall, broad-shouldered man standing over her. He had dark, wavy hair, chestnut brown eyes, and large hands. His features were ruggedly handsome, a sharp contrast to the prettiness of Gerard. "Oh, I hope they won't," she giggled. "Reading anything good, miss?" he inquired. "It's Darwin. Have you read him?" she said. "Can't say as I have. Don't do much reading, miss." "You must be the new lady of the house." "Well, not quite yet. I'm Euphigenia Havisham. Pleased to meet you. Bert, miss. I'm the groundskeeper." "Bert! Oh, as in Nell's cousin? I've heard all about you." Bert laughed. "All good stuff, I hope." "Oh, yes. Nell is very fond of you." "Have you seen much of the grounds, miss?" Bert asked. "Please, it's Fidji, and I've been trying to explore as much of them as I can. There's so much to see. It must be so wonderful working out here every day." "Oh, it's hard work keeping it up, miss. I mean, Fidji. Well, the gardens look beautiful." "If you like, I'd be happy to show you around," said Bert. "I'd love that!" Fidji exclaimed. So the next few days, Fidji and Bert spent many long hours walking around the gardens and exploring the wild moorlands of the estate. They would talk about flowers, trees, and science. Bert struggled with reading, so Fidji would read to him as he sat in the warm spring sunshine. As the days went by, she longed more and more to spend time with Bert. He may have been simple, but he was kind, funny, and took an interest in her theories on science, even if most of what she said made little sense to him. One particular day, they were walking on the moors, when Fidji tripped. Before she could hit the ground, Bert's strong hands grabbed her arms. "Whoa, got you there," he said. "Thanks, Bert," she said. For a moment they paused and looked into each other's eyes. Fiji could feel her heart pounding. Although his hands were strong, they felt comforting on her arms. They leaned in and their lips embraced. The kiss seemed to last for eternity. Suddenly the heavens opened and rain fell down hard. "Quick, over here!" said Bert as he hurried them under a tree. As the rain fell down, he held her in his arms, protecting her. They began to kiss again, but this time it was more passionate. She began to take his clothes off. He pulled down her undergarments as he kissed her neck. Every touch of his lips on her skin made her shiver with ecstasy. He lifted her legs around his waist, released his cock, and entered her. His love-making was slow, every stride of his erect penis inside her deliberate and tender. This was not how Gerard made love to her. To even use the word love was to exaggerate the unbearable experience with the Viscount. He fucked her. But with Bert, it felt intense, it felt special. After they had made love, they laid under the shelter of the tree's thick branches and fell asleep. Fiji woke startled. How long had she been asleep, she wondered. She roused Bert, and they put their clothes back on. As they made their way back to the main house, they barely spoke. But Fiji's face had a big, wide smile on it. As they entered the gardens, a figure caught her attention. It was the woman she had seen only a few days ago. She was tall, with jet black hair, hidden under a black cloak. "It's her again," said Fiji. "Who?" said Bert. "That mysterious woman I keep seeing." She glanced back, but the woman was gone. "Who is she, Bert?" "I don't see anyone," Bert replied. Fiji could tell from his voice that he knew something. "But you know who she is, don't you?" "I don't know nothing, miss. Best get you back." "Bert, please tell me what you know." "Look, all I know is people say there's a ghost of a woman who wanders the grounds." Fiji rolled her eyes. "Oh, for goodness' sake. Ghosts do not exist. That woman I saw was pure flesh and blood." Bert took her hand. "Look, strange things have happened in the past year, Miss Fiji. I wouldn't go poking your nose into things. You might not like them.